What I'm telling our clients is that as the Democrats approach the midterm election, the Democrats are facing strong headwinds with the ship headed pretty clearly toward the rocks. Historically, and with compelling consistency across administration, the president's party loses seats in the midterm election. And this president's job approval rating is barely 40% as of May, and that's lower than most recent presidents. Among independents, most notably, his rating has gone from 61 to 35%. And its job approval among independents, as the data point that I'm watching, independents decide elections. No party can win Senate and House elections when its president has less than 40% approval among independents. Additionally, this year marks the highest number of Democratic retirements from Congress in the last 30 years. And all those old Democratic rats wouldn't be leaving if they didn't think the ship was sinking. Voter enthusiasm, how interested the voters are in an election, is much lower this year among Democrats than Republicans. The last time it was this low among Democrats was 2010, and that year the Republicans picked up 63 House seats. Recent state elections in the last year have favored challengers, from the 2021 Virginia governor's race and the New Jersey State Senate president's defeat to the San Francisco school board recall. While California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom managed to overcome his recall vote, he had to spend $88 million to do it, 4 times what was spent against him, and with no threatening opponent. Voters are anxious. They're scared. They're mad about everything from COVID to jobs and working conditions to housing, homelessness, crime, drugs, to supply chain issues, to inflation and the stock market, and especially the price of gas that they pay. Consumer confidence is at its lowest level in 11 years. 70% of Americans think the economy is in poor shape. Only 28% think this country is on the right track. A majority have thought we were on the wrong track since 2009. According to a CNBC poll, 81% of the people think we'll have a recession this year. Not surprisingly, we're seeing a country deeply divided over who should control Congress. On balance, we think the U.S. Senate will tip Republican this year, and the GOP margin may be even more if a true GOP wave emerges. We believe the House will certainly go Republican. Among governors, we're predicting little net change, although Republican optimism is not without basis. The GOP may pick up Kansas and Maine, but lose Massachusetts and Maryland. However, Nevada could be in peril for Democrats, possibly along with Michigan and Wisconsin. One thing is sure, if the GOP controls Congress, Washington will get even less done in the next 2 years, if that's possible, while both parties jockey for the next presidential election. A GOP Congress will refuse to do anything except hold investigations of the Biden administration until they can win back the White House in 24. For business leaders, the midterm environment offers both risk and opportunity. In state after state, we're seeing political ads that are more extreme than ever before and that speak directly to deep partisan divides. We're also seeing the emergence of a new GOP pro-populist, anti-corporate shift. From Florida's governor penalizing Disney for its stand on gay rights, which they badly mishandled, to Musk's Twitter takeover, and to more NIMBY opposition, jointly from the far right and the green left on infrastructure projects. It's clear that when the GOP thinks anti-business attacks will appeal to populist voters, corporate America can no longer count on the GOP to be a firewall. And the far left and far right could more frequently come together, agreeing that corporations make good targets. In this environment of political polarization, extremism, and a lack of trust in institutions, business leaders will need new strategies for managing risk. More contentious issues will play out in the public, and corporations will increasingly be dragged into them. Even in infrastructure projects like water and renewable energy, where federal and state permits are required, public opinion and opposition can determine whether a project is approved or canceled or allowed to be finished once it has all the approvals. Engaging the public isn't just an option for business, it's going to be a crucial strategy for minimizing and managing risk.